Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
This is a public service announcement from Dave and Juan. July 4th has come and gone. If you hear loud explosions and gun sounds at night this week, that is not normal and it's not patriotic. Seek shelter and, well, shoot back at them. This, of course, assumes you live in a state that gives you the freedom to defend yourself. If you don't, then, dagnabbit, move. But don't move to Texas. We're full. I hear Alabama has a Buc-ee's now, so there's an idea. But don't worry, you can catch these guys in all 51 states, including Canada. This is Dave and Juan. More.
And 3.
Number 2.
All of that with a 1.
Woohoo!
America, you are.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. We're back. Who's back? We back. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Enjoying that apparently crystal clear connection you have this week, Juan. You got the new internet hooked up?
Well, here's the whole deal with that. So apparently it was something, and I'm still having an issue, in my brand new freaking TV. It's not my internet. I got all the internet stuff switched. But then I still had the glitch with the TV, so I had to call like Samsung and stuff.
About to say, what kind of brand is a brand new freaking TV?
Samsung frame, dude. This ain't. Yeah, it's the most I ever spent on any TV.
You just that point in, you just at that point in life where you decided I need a show off TV. I mean,
I don't know why. I just wanted a bigger TV. I mean, it's a few months old. It's not brand new.
Yeah. Well.
I just wanted a bigger TV for no reason other than I wanted one.
Okay.
And then we were at some friend's house, and they had one, and I said, "Man, that TV looks good."
You got TV envy. You got TV.
Exactly.
I don't know that I watch enough, and I say that I don't know how I compare it to others as far as how much TV I watch. But I remember
I
TV.
watch enough for me and you.
You do? Okay. Well, TVs, when we grew up, and I mean, forget growing up, really, for most of our lives, were the center of your house. I know that's a sad state of affairs, right? It was, I guess in the olden days, it was a fireplace, and then later on, it might have been the radio. Apparently, families
but
gathered.
You also had the big console TV, and it was where you put the family pictures. And
you had the big old console TV. If you could afford one, I don't know if everybody could afford one. Or if you couldn't afford one, typically there was a hand-me-down somewhere along the way. One of your rich relatives or your grandma or grandpa passed down a console TV. Exactly, that was basically a piece of furniture.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and then
heavy as all get out. It was, wooden frame.
Later in life, you had the home stereo.
The hi-fi, baby.
Hi-fi. That was the hi-fi. The hi-fi. High fidelity. But yeah,
now if you were really well off, you had the hi-fi built into the TV.
I don't think we were ever that well off, man.
No, neither us.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure what you're talking about, so I don't.
You could raise the lid, like the top of the TV would open up, and the stereo, like the turntable and stuff, was in there.
Oh, that's just phone shock. You just don't need it. I mean, that was probably officially called, the Sears catalog. Hey, here's the phone shock setup. Here's the deal. When I go into, say, like a Sam's Club, which I go into often, and that's. I guess it tells you something about I don't know that I've ever read the research or if we could figure out why is it that, and I'm not sure if Costco does it this way too, but the first thing you encounter when you walk into a Sam's Club are just the massive TVs.
It's like we just got a Costco card, so I can tell you firsthand.
Yeah, Costco. We have a Costco. We have a couple of Costco's drivable. I'm a Sam's. We'll talk about that another time. They're similar, but not similar. Again, Costco to me is phone shop. Costco to me, the ones over here anyway.
Yeah, it's not that so we went the first time, and I think I've talked about this. walked through the whole thing, and tons of food that I would never consider eating.
Right.
Lots of organic stuff. Lots of I guess ethnic food in there.
In Costco, yeah.
But like you said, TVs and computer stuff, electronic stuff, all right there at the front. So whenever we go to that type of stuff, when it's time to check out, I tell Joey to go check out, and I said I'll be in the TV section.
Man, I'm out of there. I'm a pay with the app guy. So Sam's has that. You have the app on your
Yeah.
phone and you scan it yourself as you go. And I skip that line. I skip that line like a Kennedy, bro. I mean, I actually enjoy shopping at a Sam's Club when it's packed because I know when it comes time for me to leave, watch
That's what
this.
you got to do is go get in the line for a half a second and say, "Oh, bro, I'm not. I'm just blowing this thing by."
Yeah, but you got to scan as you go, or hit the rookie mistake for the people that get this is they don't scan as they go. So they load up their buggy, and then they decide to start trying to
To
scan.
do it in
before-
the yeah.
That's
when
a
your buggy's
problem,
too
man.
full.
You got to move stuff around. It's heavy stuff. It's
Now
too
we have
much.
the app, so we can do it. I know.
The
So
way to go. It is the way to go. And plus, you get some discounts there. I know, America, that, welcome to shopping tips with Dave and Juan. But the point I was going to make is I don't know what the science is about why they do that. I mean, I guess maybe these TVs are a profit center. I guess they must make a pretty darn good profit on them.
I guess, but then they all have some signal tied into it that you're never getting in your house.
Well, my point was I look at these TVs and they run the gamut, right? They run from the cheapest one I see at Sam's it'll be on sale every now and then, $400 to $500. I guess sometimes around the holidays they may drop one. You might be able to pick one up for the 350 kind of stuff, but then they always have $2,000 TVs.
Oh yeah,
And the like. And that's my thing is what got better? Like you're at a point now where I think you're claiming a picture that my human eye cannot. It doesn't make a difference.
Broadcast doesn't keep up with what this is. I remember when TVs were first high definition. In any TV place you would go had a concert of the Eagles streaming on it because it was basically one of the only 4D programs that existed at the time.
Right. It took a rock and roll band to.
Right. So you buy this, bring home, and you don't have 4K coming into your house. Like, oh, well.
Oh, but that's when we had DVDs.
Yeah.
You play your DVD through there. Hey, it's funny how fast this changes. I mean, in the house I'm in right now, downstairs, I probably still have. Oh, I might have removed them by now, but the way things, the TV, because, when houses were designed, I don't think they ever planned on, you have a fireplace. We have a fireplace, a gas fireplace that we've been in this house now for 22, 23 years. That fireplace has never been lit. Literally, never. There's a gas, never. Same thing. We have a gas outlet for our dryer, never. So I know I got gas, and my water heater's a gas, but I got that. But I don't know that they ever designed these houses, the mantles. That's where the TVs would go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing. We got and I bet you like years from now they'll look back. Man, you remember when white trash used to put big old TVs on the mantles above their fireplaces? Like, yep, that's exactly. But then I had a cord that came off of it, tried to run it along the side of the fireplace, along the floorboard in the living room to get to another.
Right, to get to the outlet. So.
When they get to a cabinet, that's where the DVD player was.
There
really wasn't room to put a DVD player on top of the mantle.
On the mantle.
Yeah, I thought I always thought I did a pretty good job to hide that. My wife always told me it looked like trash, but who cares, man?
Yeah, well, you don't see it after you've seen it a few times.
That's like anything in a house. You just get used to it. Just man, I got to fix that. 3 years later.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I'm fine right now with a garage door, bro. I'm at my wits' end. I'm flummoxed, as it were, flummoxed over my garage door will start going down and it acts like it hit something. It comes back up, and you get the little bleed. Then if I hold it, and sometimes it's just stubborn, it just won't go down. And sometimes if I hold the button and just keep it pressed, it'll go all the way down. I've cleaned it. I've oiled everything. I've
Are your
adjusted.
sensors lined up?
Yeah, I mean they have to be, because sometimes, like, if your sensors aren't lined up, no matter what you do, it will not close.
Yeah. All right.
So the fact that sometimes if I just
But you can push it.
right
Can
now,
you hit reset on it from the motor?
a reset, I don't know. I'm going to be annoyed. I know what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get the company out here, the garage door company, and they're going to charge me $100-something for showing up. And
You go press a button.
the guy's going to do about a 35-second repair, and then try to upsell me on changing the rotor. Because the last time a guy was out here about 4 years ago, them rollers are going to go and blah 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 blah. I'm like, 4 years down the line, they ain't.
Yeah. Whenever they go, I'll call you.
Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not looking for preventive maintenance.
Yeah.
On a garage door, but
Mine, I guess, about a year and a half ago, the spring broke.
That's clear though. That's something you can't fix.
No, I couldn't even open it.
Yeah.
So I was basically, I had to call work and say, hey, locked in, bro. Not sure what to tell you. Till the guy gets here, I can't get out.
People do not realize how heavy a garage door is until you don't have the spring to help you raise a garage door. Yes, indeed. No, I've been there. They ain't fun when they break. I've got a relatively new one in there, I guess, right now, because had that happen. But there we go. What was it on the garage door repair, maintenance? Man, this thing with age, like a cow.
Well, here, while you're thinking
Conversation's like a cow pasture, like a cow trail. Just went off that way for no good reason.
So my nephew is getting married. Love my nephew, great guy.
There must be something mean about to be said. That's usually how it says. When you say
about him, it's just about current things. So he's 36. He had never been married.
Wow. Okay.
But marrying a girl who's 30, and she's got a little. I think she's 30. Got a little boy who's like 8. And I don't think the dad's in the little boy's life. So,
we've established, man. To tell you what, that's a. And if we were writing a screenplay or showing a movie, you took that 30 seconds to establish. This is what I'm looking. This is what I'm looking at.
But she's got a townhome. He's got a big old house. He's an engineer, and she's a nurse.
Oh man, you gotta. Seems like that's a Hallmark movie.
Exactly.
Did he wear a lot of flannel? Is he?
No. He got a. No.
They didn't meet.
Got a great house on the river, but he's gonna sell the house, and they're gonna move into her townhome until they can buy another house for them.
So he's got a great house. You said on the river.
On the river, yeah.
On the
Amite River.
So you can access the river from his house.
Yeah, it's in his backyard.
What's he doing?
Don't know.
I mean, look, I didn't know the guy. I still really don't know the guy exists. I mean, I'm taking your word on it that this is a real person. So far be it. I am not qualified to comment. I'm always qualified to comment. I'm not qualified to give this guy advice. But, bruh, you out of your mind?
That's what I'm saying. Well, she lives real close to work. And I'm like, well.
Hey, I wish you a happy marriage, but you're off on the wrong foot. I'm just saying that. You're going to regret that. Not the marriage, but you're going to regret giving up if you got a nice house on the river.
But it's I don't know. It's weird because they met less than a year ago. I think right in September.
The story is, man, I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast. I'm hoping.
Nah, nobody in my family listens to this. So.
That's awesome. That's you can talk.
That's great.
You can talk about that stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. I started with a different mindset about these upcoming nuptials than.
Well, and no, don't get me. But so they got engaged, and like the next weekend, they got engaged. I guess in April or May. I guess April or May. So I talked to my sister the next week, and I said, well, certainly they don't have a date or anything yet. She said, oh, no, they got a date and a place.
Wow.
And so apparently she's had it all planned out.
She just needed somebody to marry.
She just needed to plug in that one last hole, man. And the other, so she wanted to get married at a plantation home. And they're both Catholic. And, to get married in a Catholic church, you have to, I think, at least it used to be, you've got to wait, you talk to the priest and you've got a 6-month window.
All right, this is where I should be able to pause this and call my wife, because she's the Catholic encyclopedia.
Right.
On the rules. I don't know. I don't know what's the Catholic version of the 5-second rule when you drop food or something. I don't know.
Right.
How do you do that? How do you
annulments?
Annulment. I know the word annulment, but apparently it's
and the check that it takes.
It's an annulment, but I don't know why some people can get them, some people don't. I don't know if you can shop it around, but okay. Well, so you've got a 36-year-old, never been married Catholic who is going to marry a 30-year-old with a kid. Don't know where the dad is, or he's around. He's just not.
I don't know.
He's not in the kids.
I don't think the dad's in the life. So
probably will not be there. At Catholic
right.
masses, they never ask you if anybody objects. I don't know if they do that.
Right. But because the only time that the plantation home was available in the near future was before the 6-month window, they're going to get married with a justice of the peace at the plantation, and then later go to get like the blessing or something.
Bro, as opposed to most of your family, a lot of my family watches this podcast and others, and I guess a lot of Catholics watch. Some heads just exploded.
That's what. Hey, I'm sitting here saying, okay,
some heads.
I think it's a morality issue. The 6-month window.
I don't think it's morality. There ain't morality. They're rules.
This is what I've always thought: is make sure you weren't pregnant, getting married in the church. And
look, man, I don't. Yeah, I.
But so my point is, if it's important enough for you to get married in the church, then shouldn't you get married in the church within the church guidelines?
But apparently not important enough to miss the date on the house you really wanted that you had
right. And then for people in South Louisiana, I'm pretty sure that the reason the house was available that weekend is because there's an LSU home game. Nobody here gets married for LSU home
which
game.
Means you don't want to go.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do that and miss it.
But oh man, hey, so let me establish. Good luck. I wish everybody nothing but the best. I'm pro marriage. I'm pro 36-year-old never been married guys getting married. That's
moving into a small house with an 8-year-old boy.
That is where this takes a little bit of a turn, Juan. A little bit of a turn. Like, my man, did you seek any counsel? Do you have friends?
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
He definitely didn't chat with you about it. Nor did he, we could have ran. We should bring back the mailbag. We ain't done a mailbag in forever. We should bring back because we could have, and I think been helpful with that. Hey, let's put it this way. If you're loose enough with the rules and loose enough with the stuff to like, hey, we want to get married Catholic, but we really want to have the reception. And when I say we, it ain't we, she, he could care less. Right. All that. I would say, you know what? Bend the rules a little bit, bro, and hang on to that house for a little while. Yeah. Does he have it on sale right now?
No, he's working, fixing up some stuff to put it for sale.
Man, God, for his sake, I hope it doesn't sell.
In the past year, I think he probably put a bulkhead on the river. I'm guessing that was probably $15,000.
Juan, you got to step in, man. You got to. We didn't give his name, and we're not going to give his name. When's the wedding set for? Do you know?
In October.
This October.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
dude. Oh man, that's knocking on the door.
Fast, bro.
All right.
But this is the reason I brought this up 20 minutes ago.
Has it been that long?
long story. So we got the shower invitation, the couple's shower invitation in the mail.
You do that
And
stuff even after it's the she's been
eh,
married before, right?
huh?
She's been married before?
No, no.
Oh, so this is the first marriage for both of them.
Right,
God,
right.
man, Juan, we got to script this out. This story. All right. Okay.
So, but they both have homes. Okay.
No, he got a
But
house, bro. She's got a
he got,
townhouse.
well, all right.
I
But
mean,
so they're doing a couple's home, I guess, shower or whatever. Like I don't even know, home and his and her stuff. So yeah, I looked up. They got the little the marriage website thing now, and on that it shows where they're registered. So I'm looking at the stuff where they're registered, and the first thing on the list is something I had never even heard of. It's called a calendar skylight. It's a 15-inch wall planner, digital calendar, and chore chart with a smart touch interactive display. That baby is available for the low, low price of $320.
um, man, I'm getting some red flags here. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm getting some red
Yeah.
flags.
So,
That
let
that's
me scroll through you got a pizza oven, which is, somewhat practical, but
it is,
I ain't
it's
shelling
really
out
not.
400. I'm not shelling out 400
Dude, a
bucks
pizza
for it.
oven. My brother-in-law has one. And don't get me wrong, he enjoys it, and I enjoyed the time we were there, you know, like watching and whatever. That's some work, man.
Yeah.
Pizza's the easiest thing in the world to get. Right. I mean, you got an app. They'll have a pretty good one to your
Oh,
door.
yeah. Yeah. You got plenty of places, any kind you want.
Now, maybe not as good as the ones you make yourself, but wow.
I
Okay.
don't know. You still got to make it.
So
So,
they're 0 for 2 on those gifts right now.
over to a couple other things. You got like $130 wrapping paper storage cart, um, a $300 chainsaw, various other tools, including a sander, a circular saw, um, a a shop vise. And I'm sitting there saying the dude's 36 years old. If he ain't got those tools yet, he
Man,
ain't never
listen,
gonna
that's
need them.
annoying right there because all he's doing right there, here's what he's saying. I don't need anything. You gotta put something down. No, it's gonna look bad if all it is my electric wall organizer and
The
honey.
list goes. It's got like $160 tea set.
Listen, y'all, this is wrong.
Um,
America.
and this is what then they've got. You can contribute to gift cards for cruises and other
Oh,
things.
stop, man. Let me tell you, okay, you're making me angry now. No, well,
I'm
you're not
saying y'all need to have a gift card for a storage unit. Because if you're getting all this stuff to live in a
a townhouse.
townhouse, where you gonna put it?
You want to impress me? On there, put donations to charity. Hey, let's see you do that. Let's see you do that. Let's see. Hey, in lieu of this, no, and man, look, I'm not.
No, look, like I said, and my whole deal is just I get the sense of, hey, we're excited, let's go register, and that's a fun thing. But
I think you
you know,
missed the boat. Here's where I think you missed the boat, dude. You're 36 and successful. Congratulations. I mean, seriously,
yeah,
congratulations. And I don't know what this guy looks like. Juan. I don't.
good
Again,
looking guy, good shape.
okay, so he's a unicorn, apparently, or I don't know. It's weird. I do a lot of that because I got, you got your sons. One's married and living
Hmm.
the.
Oh, he's back. He got back.
He's back. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? World traveler, married with children and whatever. You got the other one. I got two sons, so I pay attention to. It's a different animal now, man. It used to
Right.
be. It used to be, man. If you were in your mid 20s and you weren't either seriously involved with somebody or married, or God forbid, a lot of times you had kids already, or I say
Yeah.
God forbid, I'm saying like, okay, um, they worried about you, or they didn't worried about like, oh man, what's wrong with the, and now
Mm-mm.
it's still happening, but oh my gosh, there's so many mid, upper 20s, 30, lower
Yeah.
30s that are not married, um, maybe not interested in it, or but yeah, dude, you 36-year-old successful person with the river on the house. I mean, a river on a house. That's a house on a river. Of
All I'm
course,
really
you won't
ticked
have
off
that
about
for
that
long.
because for years I kept saying, when are we buying our pontoon boat?
Oh,
Meaning, when was he buying a pontoon boat that I could go hang out on?
I've always thought about living on a lake or
Mm-hmm.
preferably a river or maybe just near a stream or something. My wife always wanted the beach. We talked about that. I just think maybe it's a good thing. We're going to both be on two different odds there, and we're going to live in the same boring subdivisions we always live in because I don't want to live on a beach, and she don't want to live on a lake. So there.
I'd like to live on the water somewhere.
Part of me thinks it would be nice, but it's like anything, man. All you got to do, right? You get all the wanderlust sometimes about. We live not all that far from Galveston.
Yeah.
Okay. And now Galveston is not pretty beaches by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the Gulf and it's nice and there's decent fishing and it'd be like Grand Isle, right? It'd be like it's a much bigger version to me of
Mm-hmm.
Grand Isle. And I know a lot of people are telling me they're hearing this and saying you're out of your mind, not the same thing at all. But
I think the water is.
yeah, because it's not, like I said,
Yeah, getting crystal blue.
no, you're not. But the thing is, a lot of people like to live on the beach, live on the
Right.
water. And you think like that's sort of like the dream. Then you just pick up the, the Zillow or the, the not the one ads, but the stuff's for sale. Everything's for sale.
Yeah.
So whenever you look at that and you see hundreds, if not 1,000 different beach properties for sale, and some other people
Well, it
that,
goes back to, are similar. That a lot of people say the best 2 days in a boat owner's
right.
life: the day you bought the boat and the day you sold the boat.
I can only imagine with, so here's what I know looking at all those for sale dots. Okay. Apparently, guaranteed happiness is not found on the beach. Just saying. It seems like it would be. And you know what's annoying, by the way? And this is, again, old man yelling at the clouds here. The whole register thing. Like when you're telling me what I need to get you,
Right. That's the part that irked me the most.
and then wait a minute, and then
Not
you're
that, I
going to
mean,
be
none of the
upset.
aspects of their wedding irked me. Don't get me wrong. It just, and it's not them. It's the whole culture of that. We've talked about that driving down the road and you see somebody's got their Venmo thing written on their windshield, just married.
Oh, oh. And what am I going to be? Am I true if I just buy you something that's not on your list?
Yeah.
I mean, but I would tell you this. I'm telling you for young couples anyway that are going to be now. Again, I don't know if this is still the case because how many? It used to be a lot of times younger couples got married and they were buying a house or they had a house or that was. I don't know now with whether it's apartments or whatever, but I will tell you, I still stand by this. One of the best gifts you can give any newly married couple, a shop vac. A shop vac. I am not kidding. We've given more than a few in our day, and that's the one that
No, it's not on their list, man.
man, and they always come back like down the line. Oh man, I thought about y'all the other day. Pulled out because
I got a
nobody.
shop vac in my garage.
And you get various sizes. If they're going to be in an apartment, you can be buying maybe a smaller one. But oh yeah, man, that's where you want to. Now you mentioned before that one of the many things you can get this lovely couple is coupons or what? Gift cards.
I like gift cards or contribute to their cruise.
Wow. Okay, first of all, that's a bit much. But we've been laughing about this. We were talking about this at length yesterday. We had a cookout over here, family and everybody over. And just coming off of our cruise, right? So I have been on a Carnival Cruise before. It was pre-COVID. It might have been 2020 or 2019. I forget exactly when it was, but and ours was fine. I think Carnival, maybe it was COVID that did it. Just over the last few years, they've acquired a reputation. I don't know. Have you seen the videos and the but Carnival Cruises?
I've not. There's some, and I don't know what cruise line it was on, but there's some show on Netflix right now that's doing pretty well, and it's called a Poop Cruise.
Okay, no. That actually was a Carnival Cruise that happened years ago, and that was more like a
sewage backed up or something.
No, what happened apparently, and I didn't watch it, but my wife watched the whole thing. She loved it. Apparently there was a fire on the boat when they were at dock in Mexico or something like that. They were they were near docking or whatever, but there was a fire that took out the electrical system and whatever. They had no power on the ship. They couldn't start it, they couldn't steer it, they couldn't do jack. Okay? So all the food's going bad, all the
Right. No place to offload the sewage, I guess.
well,
They
what
probably
happened
do
was
that
the
in
boat
port.
drifted. So before they could get tugboats to it, before they could do whatever to get it back to port, that thing drifted off into the Gulf of Mexico. And they spent, I forget what it was, but it might have been 2 weeks, man. It was
Wow.
like, oh, dude. Yeah, to the point of you got sewers backing up and anyway. So that was not what they got the bad reputation for. Carnival got a bad reputation was because people just decided that it was a cheaper way to just go act like a bunch of fools.
Oh, yeah.
And just, I mean, the videos were just, to me, they were scary. These massive, the deck is just full of people doing dances and just the stories. But anyhow,
Like some of the graduations here in Baton Rouge.
correct. Absolutely. Yes. Picture some of the more, I don't want to say disturbing, but some of the more questionable
Right.
actions you see after some people get their diploma. Now multiply that times
Right. On a
whatever.
much grander scale.
So apparently this has been hitting Carnival because, and I got to be honest, the time I was on there, I don't know, 6 years ago, lovely time. This time around, my wife started talking about going on a cruise. Carnival was nowhere near. Here's what we knew: we ain't going on a Carnival cruise. There's just too many, and I don't know if Carnival didn't get out ahead of. You got to get those videos pulled, or you got to do something. You got to do something to show the world that. So anyway, Carnival this past week came out with some new rules that they are going to be enforcing. So I don't know how much, and man, they're getting called I mean, they're being accused of racism. They're being accused. It's all the pushback, but it's hysterical to watch the comments on some of these posts, either Facebook post or Twitter post. You know, people arguing about either like, oh, this is whatever, you know, this prejudice, and other people making the points of ain't nothing in there, nothing in this racial, y'all. They're just putting out rules. Y'all making this, you're like, okay, so here's some of the rules. And they only put 6. I don't know how many more they got, but okay, first one, stricter drug enforcement. Well, that's a good start.
Hey, how about, no tolerance?
Cannabis, even if legal in your home state, is banned on board under federal law. Violators face removal and permanent bans. So, and I've read comments that basically said, oh, yeah, now I don't know how many other ships it happens on, but somebody was talking about, yeah, they were on a Carnival, whatever, and they said, man, you could not go anywhere, and not just smell like you were, at a,
Right.
I don't know, what do you call a pot smoking party? I don't know.
I don't know. 1970s concert.
There you go. Youth curfew. Guests 17 and under must leave public spaces by 1 a.m.
Nope.
unless accompanied by an adult or part of a supervised teen program. Now, you yelling about 1 a.m.? Like seriously? But apparently that's prejudice. I don't know. You can't. It didn't say who. It just said
Yeah.
minors.
The only person that would be prejudiced against would be somebody under 17.
If you're a minor, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's one that I had to look up, bro. This is me not knowing what's going on. It says fan restrictions. Fan, F-A-N, fan restrictions. And the first time I read it, I went, "What, are they talking about you can't have like a Philadelphia Eagle jersey on or something because it's going to start fights or, like a fan." I'm thinking, okay, no. Handheld non-battery fans are now prohibited, partly due to safety concerns surrounding the viral "where them fans at" line dance.
Never heard of that.
Well,
write
somebody
that
somewhere shared a video of a "where them fans at" line dance, and you could see, yeah, somebody could get hurt because these people got these big old handheld fans, and they're doing all kinds of stuff with, and you put a few dozen, couple hundred.
Now you're talking about
Yeah,
like
the
a-
kind of
that you
fan, like
fan
you
yourself.
fan yourself, right? And
so it's probably too big, hit people, pissing somebody off. Excuse me.
so it had to be an issue if Carnival had to issue a new rule that says, "Yeah, bro, y'all don't take them fans out no more. We don't want to see that fan crap anymore." I didn't know that was a thing. And some now these I totally agree with. Bluetooth speaker ban. Guests may no longer play their own music in public areas. Carnival says the rule is for comfort, but many see racial bias in its enforcement. Dude, I don't care if you're playing Olivia Newton-John at the top. I don't want to hear your freaking music in my public space.
Yeah, I stand in my neighborhood pool fairly regularly. If we play music, it's on the iPhone, which doesn't blare it to begin with. I only do it if nobody's there. And the phone is basically wrapped in a towel on the edge of the pool. So I have to stand on the edge to hear it. And
luckily, you are an expert stander.
I am. Don't try it, folks. It takes a lot of years of work to do.
Those of you that missed it, if you're relatively new to the podcast, you may have sounded like Juan said. I'm regularly standing in the pool. That's exactly what Juan does. Juan has a daughter who's soon to be a collegiate scholarship swimmer at the University of Houston. So she probably got that straight from her mom. Juan, although we were thinking is pretty buoyant.
Yes, I can.
He's not a swimmer. He's a stander. He likes to stand in the pool.
It's hard for me to sink.
But you're conscious of other people's enjoyment, right? You don't want to be. I got you.
Well, not everybody wants to hear what I want to hear.
And that's exactly it. And oh, by the way, when here it goes into the well, that's one coming later. But the other thing too is so many people that are blasting their music. They're not blasting the G-rated version of stuff. Right. I'm sorry. It's just like people that drive by in their cars or trucks with, stuff blasting that I would get stabbed. Right. Like you would get, like anybody, you get.
Right. Look, I'm going to the beach and you got a group, and they can say it's racist, but it's a group of white college kids who's out there with the big old speaker, blaring music. If it's music I like, I hate it.
Correct.
Because stop with the noise. I'm on the beach.
Correct. Yeah, we don't want to hear these waves and seagulls and the lovely wind. We'd rather hear the crap music that you can, Anyway, okay, so that this is weird. Not weird, but it'll tell you what Carnival has become. Drink package enforcement. The 15 drink daily limit on Carnival's Cheers package. It has existed for years, but it's now going to be enforced more strictly.
How can they not enforce it?
I don't know. I could see. I don't.
What do you get? Do you have to get a swipe or something?
It used to be you gave them a card, I think. Now the Princess Cruise we were on, we all wore or carried a little. I call it a medallion, but it wasn't. It was a little, and that was basically. They would swipe that, or they would just ask your room sometimes. I don't really.
Or I guess you can also do if I'm on somebody who's only drinking 10, then I'm up to 20 now because I take his extra 5.
Well, that could happen. But first of all, I'll say this again, 15 drinks that's a day. I'm sorry, that's for personal. But so I don't know how it's being abused, or maybe I bet you what's happening was. People traveling 2 or 3 people together, and one person would get the drink package, and then they would try to finagle it all.
Oh, then they split it all.
I'm guessing. I'm just guessing because I read somewhere else where people said, "Oh, they're going to start really looking at your bags, so you can't be bringing on any more big bottles of mouthwash and everything that they basically have dumped out, and they got alcohol." A lot of people they're bringing on their own alcohol onto the boat. So anyway, and then the last one is reduced music genre options. All right, this is official policy. This is Carnival basically saying, hey, y'all, we ain't playing some of this stuff anymore. Though not officially banned, hip hop and rap appear to be quietly removed from many ship playlists.
I was gonna say, I bet the Asian band playing ABBA is still probably good to go.
Yeah, it's on a Princess Cruise, bro. Hey, Princess Cruise is still. They're still hoity. It says DJs also reportedly are declining guest requests now. So or at least when using better judgment, hopefully to do that. But nowhere in there is anything mentioned about you know everybody's got to make stuff political, or they got to make it sexist,
Yeah.
or they got to make it racist. How about rules? Rules are rules. It doesn't say if you look this way, we don't care what you look like. We care what you act like.
Yeah.
And
That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's why I always tell people, stop fussing about somebody's reaction, and because by definition, reaction comes after an action.
so let's find. We'll see. We'll see how it affects Carnival. But I mean, I think they're. I think obviously it's hitting the bottom line if they're having to say like, you man, hang on
Well,
now.
you're not gonna go.
We don't got to. Yeah, we don't. We're not getting these big goofy families out here that overspend and.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
realized that on the cruise we just came off of. I mean, you talk about drink pack; those things aren't cheap, and all the others, the various packages you buy, and maybe the first day or two you're probably getting your money's worth or close to your money's worth out of the package. Day 3, 4, 5, 6, dude. I mean, yeah, no, I don't need a fourth dessert today.
Well, so I was talking about your
margarita.
cruise. I talked to a guy at my church this morning who just got back from an Alaskan cruise. I don't know what cruise line he went on. But I said, a friend of mine just got back like 2 weeks ago. How was yours? And he said, it was all right, but I'll never do it again.
It's all right, but I'll never do it again. Will he never do a cruise or never do Alaska again?
Alaskan cruise.
Really? Okay.
And basically he said some of the stuff that you said, that you've got so many gaps in the travel time.
It's tough, yeah.
It's tough. And that there's nothing. He said, I'm guessing he probably doesn't drink at all.
Well, that's you don't want to be on a cruise, man.
Right.
I mean,
so he might, I don't know. But just he said that the cruising time, the time traveling to the excursions,
it's some work.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of thing we would do. My wife even said that, like we might even consider down the line, because Alaska's that part is great, and the stuff we saw,
right. I'd still like to go see it.
Well, and the stuff we saw, and it's one of those things you do it once. Even if you're just doing it once, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm doing this. But
they did like the helicopter trip onto, I guess, a glacier,
Yeah, okay.
and then did like the dog sledding thing.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's.
Well, he was funny because he said his wife was deathly afraid and kept thinking she was going to back out of the helicopter trip. And he said for weeks he had to remind her daily how much he spent on that helicopter trip.
Yeah. You're going to enjoy this. Not like me and you, where I just basically told my wife, please don't tell me what this cost. I will not look. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Use a
Don't
separate
even
account.
want to know. It's probably I'm getting a lot more enjoyment out of this with
Right.
every number I got in my head. That and just let it be. But the thing about Alaska, like I said, it's awesome sights and great to be, but it'd be difficult to access these places except on a boat,
Right.
Except on doing it that way. So there you go. So we're not enough with our cruise chats here. Stuff in the world going on. So apparently, if those of you keeping track at home. So Elon has officially lost his mind again.
Again.
Man.
I hadn't heard.
He started a new party. They officially
he
filed
did?
to start what they call the American Party, which is the funny thing. The irony is the guy who was supposedly like the CFO or COO, the guy who filed it is an Indian. He's like when I say Indian, not
Right.
not American Indian.
From India.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he's got his feelings hurt, or who the heck knows. Third party sounds like a great idea until somebody tries to pull it, and all third party does is
Right. I've seen a few videos recently flashing back, I guess, 30 years, maybe a few years, to Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. All he did was get Clinton. But you know what? I got to be honest. The more I learn about the first George, the more I learn about the Bushes, I don't have a problem with Clinton anymore. I really don't.
Clinton was all right.
Hey, no, he wasn't all right. Clinton was a credibly accused offender.
Yeah. But
not a good guy.
He
Not
was
a
at
good
least politically moderate
or whatever. Or I
by
think we
today's standards.
by today's standard, you are correct. No, I was having a conversation again with somebody the other day about, look, the older you get, the more I got a different attitude toward it. There was a time where I thought, Kennedy, because, liberal, whatever. And I had an issue with Kennedy. I thought Kennedy was a problem. The more I learned, I'm like, no, that guy was kind of all right. I mean, that dude was actually an American.
Yeah.
Actually was, pro law,
Yeah.
you look at
Pro
his
America.
him and that's the weird thing looking back. If you actually look back at the days of those debates and everything, and people want to point out like Nixon and Kennedy, right? I got news for you, man. Those guys were far more alike as far as
Oh, yeah.
their
Totally.
stances and like it was
Right.
America
It's
first.
basically center right, center left at that point.
But all you know is that, and again, it's a joke, but it's not totally a joke. You can tell when a president is really has the right ideas and is trying to help you because they shoot him. That's pretty much, you go down the line. So if I beat Trump, I can't believe Trump hasn't used that one yet. Tell you what a good job I'm doing. They keep trying to kill me. You see on the 4th of July, he did the signing of that big, beautiful
The
bill
big, beautiful bill.
that nobody can understand what's in it. And I mean, they can understand what's in it, but you can make yourself dizzy just going to Twitter. I know it's called X, but whatever, or just read the comments back and forth, the arguments back and forth. It's either the greatest thing that God has ever allowed to happen in America, or it is the end of America. It's like, it's
My guess is
nauseating.
it got some good parts, got some bad parts.
As it will always be. And oh, by the way, I think that's where somebody like Elon, as genius as he is and as functionally as he is, it's just, and he apparently has a history of this. He's an engineering mind. He's a binary guy. It's yes or no, black or white, on,
Right.
off.
And it's a very hard line. He owns companies.
Right.
It's you do the impossible because you're the decision maker.
And he's a
And you're the
scientist.
only person and you got the money to back it up.
But he's a scientist who deals with knowns, unknowns, but tests this, tests that, and laws of physics, nature, whatever. I mean, so that's not politics. That's not how the
No.
world works. You deal with people who lie. Hey, we'll remind you again, the Dave and Juan mantra for 4+ years. They're all lying.
Yeah, everybody.
And he can't deal with that. So now he's trying to, it's sort of like, oh, wait, the sandbox I was playing in and loving all the love I was getting and getting to be whatever, as soon as everything I think should happen isn't happening, or they're not showing,
I thought it should happen.
they're not showing me the love they should be showing me, all of a sudden he wants to, I'm going to take my toys and go home, or I'm going to start, and all you need to know about how, to me, my opinion, about what a mess this new quote unquote party would be is that Mark Cuban right off the bat is like,
oh, Lord.
interested. Yeah. That's a pretty good rule, y'all. Pretty good rule is if Mark Cuban or Bill Gates just really jumps in on something, yeah, take a step back.
I think Cuban wants to be president.
Oh, they all want to be president. All these egomaniacs, all these rich egomaniacs look at Trump and think, oh, that's the ultimate, right? The ultimate is to be able to pull off what he pulled off, but they're not him. And I don't know, and that's not necessarily, that's not even a criticism. Like, you have to be, Trump was made in a laboratory, man. There's no way.
Like, nobody besides Trump could have a bill and call it the big, beautiful bill.
Oh, and non-ironically, like just, and he's up there talking, and it's almost like he's just riffing, and if it gets a laugh, he'll say it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. Go back to it. Because they did the signing the other day on the 4th of July, and we were at my mother-in-law's house here in Sugar Land, and my brother-in-law doing some cooking, and we were just all hanging out, and we had the TV on, and it was watching, and so that was sort of the background thing was, and after a while, I'm like, is he still talking? Is he like, is this like, are they showing a replay? Oh man, no, he's like 45 minutes. There's Melania standing next to him, and at some point she has to say, "Hey, Beb, come on,
Wrap it
Beb, I gotta pee. Okay, come on. I mean, can we? Can
But
we?"
again, he does it all. He signed it with the backdrop of the Fourth of July stuff,
I did.
and
Look, he seems to get what he wants, man, and apparently doesn't need sleep, and we'll see. We'll see. It's on there. Other big things going on. We were talking about it right before came on, and I don't know how I feel about this, but it was the farewell concert for Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
so it was a one and done, right?
Supposedly one and done. I forget what the official name of the concert was. It was in England. I don't know if it was at the big. What's the
Oh, I
big?
wasn't at Wimbledon, or not at.
No, not Wimbledon.
Um,
What's the big?
yeah, I know where they had Live Aid stuff.
America's Wembley, right?
Wembley
Wembley.
Stadium.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know that it
that's
was
it.
there. I don't think it was,
I don't think
but
it was. I thought it was in Manchester. I think.
apparently yeah, I think because that's where they're from. I guess I don't know, but apparently
Uh,
all kinds of bands like Metallica, Sammy Hagar, all kinds of rock. Everybody went for this. I don't know if they played or not, but they were there, and they brought supposedly out because Ozzy's, I guess, physically pretty frail now.
right.
He's older, because he came up. It was kind of a cool.
Did he actually sing?
Oh, he sang, but they brought him out of the stage in this like throne, this leather
Yeah, I
chair.
saw the picture of him at the end sitting in the throne.
So it was sort of like, okay, Papa's not gonna be able to do this anymore. So everybody, let's gather around Papa and let him. But he did, look, put it this way. He sang. He sang. Was
So I
it?
was gonna say, did he really sing?
He sang. He sang. You could tell that. Now I'm not sure if he had the lyrics in front of him, how they had him
Yeah.
set up there, but more, more power. But I read something funny that said, unfortunately for Ozzy, once Sharon sees how much money they made on that,
He'll be back out next week.
Ozzy might be doing Walmart openings before it's all said,
Well,
said and
well,
done.
on the other end of the letter O spectrum, Oasis reunited this weekend for
That's what I
their
heard.
8 gazillion $100 million tour.
I apparently, I sort of miss them, and when I say miss them, not like I miss them, like they were a big deal, and I was like, okay.
This is so, and I was indifferent
There's
on
about
them.
two or three songs that I'm like, oh
Right, I
yeah, that's
like
a
their
good
hits.
song.
I like their hits, and
100%.
but then because it's been filling up my social media feed, I said, "Oh man, that'd be a cool show to go see." Not that I would go to some 70,000 seat stadium, but then I saw somebody posted the set list, and I went, "All right, don't know that one, don't know that one, don't know that one. No, that's one I know. There's about four songs I knew."
And they close with the two,
All right,
was it Champagne Supernova and
yeah, I don't even
whatever the other one is, whatever the other, exactly. Great songs. But they are too, exactly. And when I say before I miss them, I mean like it's like that saying you say you can miss me with that. Like when somebody's
yeah.
telling you something, hey, you can just miss me with that. I don't need that. That was my thing with Oasis. I'm like, all right. So I don't think they're the next coming of the Beatles. I don't think they're any of that.
No, they thought they were that, and
But let's go back to our old guys complaining about stuff. What they prove, and what happened with Ozzy and Black Sabbath, what all this proves is that music of the last 20 years absolutely sucks.
yeah.
Absolutely sucks. And I think it's just going to be, I think that's going to hold out. You're going to see that. Like there's a reason that these bands from there's a reason that Night Ranger is still out
Yeah.
there making a damn good living. Right? Yeah, no, they're actually underrated. Night Rangers had
I
some.
like Night Ranger. I heard some
Too.
of their stuff the other day on 80s on 8.
Yeah. Cheap Trick is still getting out. Now they might not be selling out stadiums, but these bands are still because the
Dude, I
music.
had a dream the other night, true story, that I bumped into um what's his name? The singer for Cheap Trick.
Robin Zander.
Robin Zander and John Wade just hanging out at like a local bar.
Man,
That's my dream.
you got some interesting dreams for
Yeah,
somebody who
that's my
doesn't
dream,
do
man.
narcotics. I mean, wow. So does the dream end there, or do
Yeah,
you
pretty
interact
much.
with
Just,
them?
oh, hey, Sid, how's it going, man?
I ain't missing you at all, bruh.
Yeah.
And you wake up and think, oh, I should have told them this in my dream. Oh man, I want to go back and dream that. And
But it was John Waite's 72nd birthday this year.
for
Or
real,
this
for
week,
real.
I think. Yeah.
They're coming just up the street from us to the Woodlands in a couple of weeks, but I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be actually I'll be in Louisiana when they're here. But it's John Waite. Oh, who else is Flock? I don't think it's Flockasy goes with them, but it's Rick Springfield.
Wang Chung.
Yeah, Wang
Some
Chung
of the guys from
and Rick
Wang
Spring
Chung.
and
Rick
Rick
Springfield's
Springfield.
been on some and it's so Rick's on
He's
that
probably
list.
the headline. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I need to like unplug from Rick Springfield because I don't know that there's been anybody who I've been such a fan, multi-decade fan
Yeah.
of that he's not aging well. And when I say that, he's aging well. But he's not there anymore. He does an 80s show on Sirius FM.
Dude, that is so embarrassingly bad.
He's terrible. He's
I
awful. Thank you.
the
All right, we didn't talk about this.
No,
It's just me
at
throwing it
all.
up.
I didn't even know what you were gonna say.
My wife to the point now. I keep it on 80s a lot, right? And
Right.
when they're coming on, that what they call it, the working class DJ or whatever.
Working class DJ.
My wife knows my hand is reaching for the knob.
So it was, I don't know what day it was. I was trying, it was on, but not on the show. They were promoting it like during the day, and they played a clip from it or whatever. Oh, this week on the working class, and dude, that part it's like secondhand embarrassment. It's like, oh, it's like the dude can't read, or is he just freelancing this
He's
stuff?
probably high. He's high
So-
all the time, all the time.
And I literally, like I said, 10 seconds in, I said, I can't listen to this.
We gave him a chance 2 or 3 times. My wife refuses now. Like she will not. Rick Springfield could be on my back patio right now.
I'm not paying that kind of money to go hear Jesse's girl.
But here's the deal. I would if the dude. I mean, he's done thousands of shows by this point, right? And the sad part is the dude's got music. I compare him to like the Goo Goo Dolls. The Goo Goo Dolls have remained relevant. The Goo Goo Dolls are still putting out good music. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're actually having like a resurgence. I think they sold out the Smart Financial Center near my house here coming up, which is not a small place. So I mean,
Well, see, that's one band. I was thinking about that today. I've not seen them, and that's one band I promise you. Now that my daughter's gonna be in Houston, yeah, they're playing in Houston in July, I think.
Well, yeah, they're playing they're playing in Sugarland. They're playing right.
Yeah. So but I'm tied up. I got something going on that weekend.
No,
but the next time they play, I promise you.
So there you go, Dave and Juan Music Reviews. So the Goo Goo Dolls are worth it. You have a chance, they are. You will not be disappointed. The Goo Goo Dolls are great. Rick Springfield back in the day was. Now, no, my wife would not. He's been because he's always high, and it's just you could just tell it doesn't. If you've never seen him and it's like a lifelong, but it's like nah, bro. And he's like he's 107 years old by now, man. He's or not. What is he? He's 70, right? Isn't he?
I think he might be 72 as well.
Okay. I mean,
Ripping the shirt off. But look, he's a better sight with the shirt off than I am.
well, you know, he is. He is. But I'm gonna say that again too. Just because you look good for your age with your shirt off, don't mean you should have your shirt off. I'm gonna say
Coach. Hello, Coach O.
the guy that oh my god, don't get me started on Coach O. Whew, we didn't talk about that one. Maybe we'll come back to that here. Louisiana Supreme Court said, baby,
Yeah.
you got to cut a check. I would not be the one that had to tell him that.
$8 million check.
I would not have wanted to be the lawyer or the person who has to tell him that, or be around him once that third or fourth drink kicked in, and it started. But hey, I guess you're blessed to have it to be able to cut, but that's got to sting. Cutting an $8 million.
It sounded like papers were strategically filed around those dates.
Well, that's how the game is played. That's how the game is played. But the point too about the shirt thing, and I saw this and I thought it was a joke, but sadly it wasn't. So the drummer for Ozzy's Black Sabbath, apparently this guy must be 70 something years old too, and he's kind of heavy. He's got to be in decent shape if he can still play.
They play drum, but
with the shirt off. With the shirt off. And he's taking pictures backstage with somebody with his shirt off, and they're showing him like, man, listen. No, don't do that. Don't make that image one of the
sweaty fat.
And my thing is too, man, they got people that probably in their heads, man, they still got that picture of you guys young and rocking and vibrant. And man, you made it look like, oh, it's Shady Acres Rest Home and sweaty ball guy with the, well.
But even like Coach O, I'm thinking Coach O is probably tight, but he's tight for a fat guy. You're fat. It's, put your shirt on, bro. At somebody's wedding that you're wearing a suit.
He's not even fat. He's by you. Look, man. I don't know if you got those
barrel chested.
I got that, but he's not just barrel chested. He's barrel stomached too. That's what we all
right.
get.
That's the thing. His stomach is big.
But man, I think I don't know if that's a Bayou thing. I don't think it is, but I know, dude. Even when you're in shape, guys of my age and the like, even those that try much more than me to be in shape, man, I'm sorry, the shape is going to take that of a barrel. That's what's going to end up happening. You're either going to be a barrel with an addition, with a big fluffy addition around it.
Yeah, I'm like a barrel with a bladder on the bottom,
Okay.
like a big or big inner tube.
Best case scenario, it's a hard barrel. Yeah. That's what you're dealing with. And you know what we're dealing with?
Time.
Buffet is out before you, y'all. It's about time for us to push the button. Get on out here. See if any of this stuff stuck to tape. Hey, if you want to reach us, we're not hard to find. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
And right here. And for the guy who couldn't find us last week,
yes,
who commented on a video from like 2 years ago or something.
I got somebody that left a note or made some kind of thing on a clip from, again, 2 or 3. I don't know how these algorithms work, y'all. And this guy reached out to us and said, hey, I listen every week. I can't find the podcast. Well, we didn't go anywhere. So I guess we never even talked to people too much about subscribing.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
The YouTubes?
The YouTubes.
I think you can do it on
subscribe to the Facebook page where we always post.
Facebook or Apple. I think you can do it on Spotify. Yeah,
you can subscribe to the podcast anywhere you get it.
Yo, we try not to be hard to find.
And you'll get it as soon as I drop it.
We're like those people that are looking for a fight sometimes. Hey, I'm not hard to find. But we're not looking to fight. We're not, we're trying to avoid being the 72-year-old.
After talking to that extent about my nephew's wedding, I might have some people, if my family accidentally stumbled across this for the first time.
There's nothing we said. And if you're just catching the podcast late, go back to the beginning when we're talking about. There's nothing we said that was dishonest. Nothing we said that most people wouldn't nod their head saying, yeah, it's kind of true, bro. It's kind of true. People get upset when you say things that they're thinking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My wife gave me grief about all the complaining I was doing on that paddling out to the glacier thing on our vacation. I said, I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. And she was like, well, you don't have to say it. I said, yes, I do.
I told that to my dad today, and he said, just like from here to Batron on the Bertrandville, he calls it Batron on the bayou. That's not that hard.
Oh, but paddling? Bro, yeah. Hey, tell your dad there's no glacier at Batronville.
I said, I think it's pretty hard.
Blowing, yeah. There's no glacier.
I said, we had a headwind, Daddy.
Exactly. Oh man. Oh, that's all I need is your dad. How old is he now? 80?
He'll be 91 in a couple of months.
All right. Juan's 90-year-old dad calling me out for complaining about paddling.
Well, I just said, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Mr. Seminole, I wish you would have been with us. We'd have put you on point. All right, guys. Every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, or subtle implication. Y'all, it is a freaking
mandate.
Freaking mandate. Go out and live your best life. Live your best life. If you're listening to us in the evening, get ready tomorrow. Get up as early as you can get up. Well, not too early.
As early as required.
Yeah. I hope y'all. Starts a good days when you wake up. And you're thinking, oh crap, it must be almost time to get up, and it's only like 3
hours left to go. Oh.
And it's 3:30 in the morning.
Man, that's the best.
That's the best. The best. That's God giving you a little gift. Like
now, you take that feeling and bring it through the rest of the day.
Bring it through the rest of the day, y'all. That's all we're saying. If you had a great day, do it again. Today wasn't that great. Hey man, suck it up. Gonna be a better one tomorrow. It's a great day to have a good day. It's a good day to have a great day. Whichever way you want to do it. We're going to try to do the same, everybody, and get together with you. And we'll be here next week. Y'all got to find us. We told you everywhere to do it. Call Juan. Juan's numbers.
That's it. It's in the yellow pages.
504 or 90, whatever it is. All right. Till then, everybody, have a fantastic one. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. But yeah, so I was at Daddy's house today, and we're just talking, and he's telling us his morning schedule, and he's got to be at the gym for 8:30 because he's got to leave by 9:20 to be sure he's on time for bingo. Because he apparently has played the same bingo cards for over a year, and he hides them so nobody else takes them. And then he also has his chips. I guess they marked the card with chips. And he has them in a certain cup because they're arranged the way he likes them. Now, on days that they do blackout, he's got to get some extra chips. But so I said, well, you can't just take your card home with you? And he said, no, because one of those old B words will raise hell.
But he can hide them.
He can hide them. But apparently, when the caller is not there on a regular on time, my dad calls bingo.
Oh, Lord.
So I said, I may have to just come on down to the Council on Aging in Napoleonville to hear you call bingo.
I'm just imagining your dad having to rush through his morning workout to get over to the bingo hall to get his hidden cards before some B word gets them.
Yeah.
Totally messes them all up.
Well, apparently there's a couple some older ladies who hide their cards. And so he finds them and puts them on their table for them so nobody takes their spot at their wherever they like to sit. So my dad is apparently the bingo manager of Assumption Parish Council on Aging.
Congratulations, Mr. Semino.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So I gave him an iPhone today, and he couldn't wait to bring it to show the ladies at the Council on Aging tomorrow.
I want to hear that story.
Yes, I showed him how to take a selfie so he could take a picture with them.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. They're too funny, man. Too funny.
It's over. Go home.